Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're still joined by head softball coach Brittany Bennett. Coach, let's hit on some of the high points for your team this season. Over spring break, the team posted a 4-1 record at the Mid-South Classic in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and avenged losses earlier in the season with pretty solid victories over Wingate and Mount Olive. Talk about the type of things you saw from your team during that tournament, and what were some of the things you said to them heading into those events?
Well, of course, anytime you go into a tournament, you got to prepare for a massive amount of games in a short amount of time. So we always alter our practices every week on what our competition is and what our strategy is going to be to counter that. And so I think every week we prepare them for what we're doing. I don't think there's a lack in that. But just before we went into the tournament, I said, hey, look, these guys are in our region. You need to really stand up for yourself here and show them that you're a different team because you are that team. And I think we were very loose. We've started to make little goals, and one of the goals where we're going to play Mount Olive and Wingate again, and we weren't going to let them get us again, especially Wingate, who swept us at our place. And I mean, just awesomeness from our team saying, hey, we're going to believe in that. We're not going to let them take another game from us. And we had some very different wins in that tournament. We won a game in the bottom of the seventh, 1-0. We beat a really, really good team in Carson Newman. We had a ridiculous turnaround against Wingate. So there was a lot of adversity in each one of those games, but we, for the first time, I felt like we got on top, stayed on top, and held a lead really, really well. So we're just trying to find little goals in each series and do the best we can with all those.
Well, the Lady Braves successfully opened up the conference portion of their 2014 slate with a pair of home wins over Georgia Southwestern, including a pretty dominating 17-5 win in Game 2 that saw this team score their most runs in a game in nearly 6 years. You've been able to post two pretty impressive superlatives this season by winning your first season opener as well as your PBC opener. What do those wins mean to you personally?
Well, a very good mentor of mine a long time ago said, just remember the program's not yours, it's the university's. So I think personally it means something to me because I knew that Pembroke was the place that I wanted to be. And I think that for me it's about the girls smiling and the girls feeling their hard work paying off, because to me that's what it's about. It's about them, it's about us together and us trying to figure out how we're going to do it together. And I can't really say that I care about winning and losing, but I care about what our kids are putting up and what they're showing and how they feel about themselves. So, of course, winning is fun, and I'm never going to ever not want to win, but it really doesn't mean as much to me as I think it means to this program.
Well, softball coaches regularly talk about splitting their regular season schedule into different seasons, the non-conference, the conference, and then the postseason schedule. Do you take that approach with your team, and what are some of the reasons for that approach to your schedule?
Oh, I actually don't take that approach. I take each week. I think we base our practices on what we failed at in the games before, what we need to get better at for this week coming up, what we think they're going to do to us offensively so that we can protect against it. I have told them all year that I want us to play our best game in April so that we'll be getting better throughout the season, and I think they believe in that. And that is really the strategy that we take, is that we have to take each little notch and learn from it instead of letting us beat us up. And we're going to continue to try to push to be playing the absolute best Braves softball in April because that's when we need it the most.
Well, it's kind of hard to ignore a pretty extensive road trip on the horizon for your team that will begin later this month. UNCP will kick off a 10-game road trip on March 29th at Young Harris, but UNCP will play its last 6 games of the season at LRA Field. What are some of the keys for your team down the stretch in order for the Lady Braves to achieve one of its main goals and in earning a PBC berth into the tournament?
Well, I think some rest, because traveling beats you up a little bit, especially when you have long trips. And I think giving them the appropriate rest and then practicing in hard and short bursts will help us as well. I'm not really scared of road games, and I don't really think our team's scared of much, but we do have to learn how to play a little bit better on the road. And I think it's important that they take games from people on the road. We took a game from Columbus. We're just trying to take as many games as we can because that's going to catch up to us at the end when everybody's fighting for a spot. And I told them that if we could just take care of business early, it'd be okay when we got in this stretch to have some tough games as long as we took care of business early, which so far we've done.
All right. Thank you, Coach, so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, and go Braves.
And thank you for watching this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report. Until next week, go Braves.